Let's finish up Genesis chapter 37 and our narrative about Joseph and his brethren and this whole scene about selling him. Now, I mentioned that Judah had sold Joseph to Egypt, but actually I know it was to the Ishmaelites, but ultimately that's where he's going. And I know Judas sold Jesus to the Sanhedrin, but ultimately he was being given over to Rome. That's why I said to Egypt and to Rome, the two world powers. I know there was a middleman, let's call it, in between the Ishmaelites for Joseph going to Egypt to be sold into Potiphar's home, and the Sanhedrin to turn him over to Rome. But as we continue, the brothers now take Joseph's coat of many colors and they kill a kid of the goats. And they take the blood and they stain Joseph's coat of many colors to take to their father. Now, interestingly, when Jacob was younger, he took a goat and slew it at his mother's direction, of course, and took the skin from the goat and put it on the arms and on his neck to deceive his father into thinking that he was his brother so that he could get the birthright, to deceive his father Isaac to make him think that he was his brother instead of thinking he was Jacob, to think he was Esau. So now, isn't it interesting that the same man who killed a goat to deceive his father, his sons are killing a goat to deceive him. You can see that what goes around comes around, as we might say. So now the deceiver is being deceived by his sons just as he deceived his father using a goat. So they take the blood and they've seen it, they bring it to his father and said, "Is this your son's coat?" And he said, "Yes, this is my son's coat. No doubt an evil beast has killed him and torn him in pieces." And he put on sackcloth and he wept bitterly. And his sons and daughters came to comfort him, and he refused to be comforted. He said, "I will go down into my grave mourning for my son." And he mourned seriously for his son Joseph, thinking that he was dead. Now, he doesn't have the script as we do to know what really happened to Joseph. And we know how this story will continue, that God has a plan and has had a plan for Abraham and his descendants, and definitely for Joseph. Joseph, as we are going to see when he goes into Egypt, even though he's going to go through some suffering, the suffering only precedes the glory, just as it did with Jesus. And we'll watch what happens when Joseph does come to glory. There's a lot more to the story. I think it's very exciting that it all points to Jesus Christ.